You have a new message from an ancient treasure. At first glance, you would think it is a squatting dog. Actually, it's not a dog. This is the owl-shaped vessel, Xiao Jun. Xiao is also commonly known as the owl. Jun was an ancient wine vessel. This owl-shaped vessel is nearly half a meter tall. Its head slightly raised facing the sky. Its wings are folded. Its tail hangs on the ground. Together with two strong legs, they form three supporting points, allowing the vessel to stand steadily. Its whole body is filled with more than a dozen animal images of different shapes. Its character displays dynamic and powerful features rarely seen in later times. Due to its adorable appearance, owl-shaped Jun appeals to modern young people. Based on its motif, Henan Museum has developed a series of related cultural and creative products which are hugely popular. Some netizens even jokingly give credit to China's Shang dynasty of 3,000 years past for inventing Angry Bird. Owl-shaped Jun was unearthed in the tomb of Fu Hao, the famous queen of the Shang dynasty. Fu Hao was not merely the wife of Shang King Wu Ding, but also the first female general with both civil and military expertise in Chinese written history. She participated in state affairs, presided over sacrifices, led military expeditions to other countries, and helped her husband Wu Ding lead the kingdom towards its prosperity. She was a legendary woman. Some experts even say this owl-shaped Jun was a spokesman for Fu Hao, a testimony to the life of this illustrious Chinese woman. It is clear that although owl-shaped Jun is considered cute in the present, at the time, its creators may have assigned it a quite different meaning. The owl was a motif often used in ancient handicrafts. It can be seen in stone artifacts, pottery, and bronzewares from before and during the Shang dynasty. The Shang people worshipped birds, and the owl in particular was one of the main benefactors. While observing these artifacts, we may notice that some parts of the design may have been exaggerated, such as sharp beaks, ferocious faces, stout legs, over-elaborated patterns, and so on. These conscious exaggerations were probably intended to emphasize the owl's menacing appearance. During the Shang dynasty, the owl was a sacred bird, loved and worshipped by the Shang people. Some experts believe that the Shang regarded the owl as the god of war and as a symbol of victory over the enemy. Others believe that the Shang considered the bird to be an emblem of status and power. The mythology of the Shang people group included a black bird which descended from heaven to create them. Still, other experts think this black bird, ancestor of the Shang people, could have been an owl. Some experts say that the Shang character found written on oracle bone looks like an owl's face. It not only reveals the indissoluble relationship between the owl and the Shang, but also explains why the owl-shaped Jun was buried in Fu Hao's tomb. There is still much debate as to whether or not the god bird was an owl, but one thing is for sure: among the bronze sacrificial vessels of the Shang dynasty, the owl is the most common bird. In fact, the worship of owls is not confined to the royal family of China's Shang dynasty. In Greek mythology, Athena, goddess of wisdom, reason, and justice, possessed a bird, an owl. The ancient Greeks worshipped owls. As a bird that can hunt at night, owls can see the truth in the dark and clarify the mind in chaos. Perhaps that's why owls have been endowed with the symbolism of wisdom. The image of owls also appears on the stone carvings of the Shang dynasty. Whether it's forceful or cute, the simple, direct, proud, and noble temperament which the owl of the Shang dynasty exudes never again appeared in the latter 3,000 years of Chinese history. In latter times, the owl was regarded as an ugly bird of ill omen. A line from the Book of Songs, Odes of Bin, Owl reads, "Owl, you evil bird, you've taken my birdie and raised my nest." Bin was the cradle of the Zhou tribe near the Weihe River basin. These words indicate the Zhou people's derogatory feelings towards owls. After the Zhou dynasty's 800-year overturning of Shang culture, owls were still unpopular in the Han dynasty. The poet Jia Yi of the Western Han dynasty wrote an ode to Chu Yuan. "Alas, alas, what inauspicious times! The phoenix hides, but owls fly high in the sky." In the Han dynasty, the owl was also inexplicably considered a notorious creature which would even eat their own mothers. We heard sayings when we were young, such as, "Fear not the owl's cry, but its laugh," and "If an owl comes, misfortune will follow." We can paraphrase a poem that has been very popular in recent years. "It doesn't matter if you see me or not, I am standing here with no emotion." From noble to ominous to cute, what's changed is not the owl itself, but our perception of it. You have more new messages waiting.